Hello and welcome back, friends. This is Michael Yates. You are watching the Ridgeview Pod. We are so glad you have joined us. As always, we try to center ourselves around things that promote hope, healing, and recovery, and we're glad you've taken time to join us. As always, my guest, I think the number one guest this year for 2022, Barry Floyd.
Thank you, Michael. It's just a pleasure to be here once again.
Yeah, well, we've got a couple of really cool, fun things to talk about, things that I think are dear to both of our hearts, and that's activity.
Absolutely.
So, first thing, I have to just get this plug out there. You may not even be aware of this, but as you know, Ridgeview is a big supporter of the free medical clinic.
Correct.
And their big fundraiser is going on right now. Hopefully, we will publish this either today, which is the 5th, or Monday at the latest. But on August 12th, I believe it's the 12th, whatever the Saturday is a week from now, the free medical clinic is hosting what they call the Dance Bash, and this year's theme is the greatest show. So since Ridgeview is a big supporter of the free medical clinic, the agency felt it was important that we have a dance team volunteer to participate and represent the agency in this effort. Now, as much as I lobbied to have you be the dancer, my wife and I agreed to be the dancers representing Ridgeview, and we'll do our best not to break a leg.
That would be a good thing.
That
would be a very good thing.
I can't tell you how petrified we are about doing this because neither of us are dancers.
Well, even if I would have got nominated, I'm not a dancer either, but I'd still get up there and have fun with it, get a workout in.
That's the positive reframe we need. So that's what I'll tell her as we try to rehearse this weekend is let's have fun and consider it an opportunity for exercise.
Yes.
So we're going to put the link to, if you are interested in making a donation, how to do that. And all these funds go towards providing quality health care to people who have no insurance whatsoever. And you and I both know that a lot of Ridgeview clients actually get their primary health care needs met through the free medical clinic.
Correct.
So, well, there's our all call. But I hope that's not to clean up my mess.
Oh, goodness.
So I wanted to get that out there, and we'll hopefully next time on the back side of the Dance Bash, maybe I'll have a few stories to share and pictures to show. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to get that information out there. So we've got a big thing coming up. We both are big fans of 5Ks.
Correct.
Ridgeview historically has done ours at the end of October, 1st of November. Mm-hmm. Last year's was actually on Halloween.
Correct.
And here's the shirt from last year. Yeah, thank you. So that was a clever, beautiful picture of the event, and we always like to give a shout out to our sponsors. So once again, we have Merrill Lynch, Humana, Trinity, Rather and Kittrell, LBMC, Howard Hildreth, and Kroger. So, but this year, Barry, we've made an adjustment. A lot of folks know that National Suicide Prevention Month is the month of September.
Correct.
So we have moved this 5K to the last Saturday of September, which is the 24th. And the course is also changed to the Greenway.
Correct.
Yeah. And you and I actually had a chance to walk that recently as part of the Walk with the Doc program.
Correct.
a little drizzly, overcast for that event, but nonetheless, it was cool that Ridgeview had an opportunity to showcase why activity is a complement to overall optimization of mental health.
That is correct. And we also had some good conversations with the people that were there with us, learning a little bit about them and talking health and wellness as we were walking as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, that's the beauty of those walk with the doc programs is, I mean, you do a little, introduction about a topic, maybe 10 minutes, but then you get this opportunity to meet, greet, interact, and get to know folks. So yeah, that was really cool. So you know the Greenway. You've actually been practicing it.
I was cheating a little bit just to get a sense of it. So once we get ready to do it, I can let people know it is predominantly all Greenway. And there's only like 4 areas that we would have to worry about with course marshals saying, be careful going through here because of a driveway or something like that. And I've done it 2 times since our walk with the doc. And it's predominantly a flat course, and it's right by the river. Yeah. What else do you need?
Yeah. I mean, that really is beautiful stretch of water right there.
Right.
And, late September might even at that point with the temperatures beginning to change in the morning, the colors and the
right.
Mist might actually be a cool visual as well. So, yeah, I think this is a neat opportunity for us to align our event, the Fall Classic, with a campaign around suicide prevention. So we're reaching out to Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network and NAMI to maybe set up booths as well to hand out information. And it will start at 8:30. The registration portal is open, so folks can go register. I think the registration, as I recall, it's $25. So it's not much. You'll have our designers are going with the color is in keeping with suicide prevention ribbon. So it's kind of a purple color this time. So yeah, we look forward to introducing that shortly. So yes, I know you do a great job of trying to extend invitations to folks that are involved in peer support or PSR, whether they do the entire 5K or just a portion of it, or volunteer.
Right.
Any of that's great. So yeah, we hope this particular podcast, as it's shared, people will like it, share it, maybe sign up for it, and let your friends and family know that this is something that you're going to be part of. How's your training coming?
Training's coming along good. Matter of fact, earlier this week I heard about a 5K that's happening tomorrow for East Tennessee Children's Hospital.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm going to be in Knoxville. Why not?
Yeah.
So I'll be doing a 5K tomorrow morning. And the week before ours is my yearly walk for Wounded Warrior Project in Nashville.
Okay, I was going to ask you, it seems like in the fall that thing is coming up, so it's actually before our event.
Right.
Okay.
It's the week before our event, and I'm looking at it this way. Yeah, I'm getting out there and training for it. I'm not going to break any land speed records, but it's all about the fun.
Yeah.
It's not about the time. It's all about the fundraising for suicide awareness, Ridgeview, and such like that. It is just one of them where come out, have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're always great at keeping an eye on that piece. A lot of us end up getting caught up in performance and times and measurement, and really the heart and soul of these things is that engagement with other people, have fun, get nourishing blood flowing and pumping through the body and brain, and center yourself around a good cause.
Right.
So,
And that's predominantly how I pick the 5Ks I do,
yeah.
is what charity is it supporting? And if it's a charity that I support, by all means, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one of them, is you're supporting a charity, but also you got to look at the other aspect of it.
Yeah.
What's it doing for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've picked some good ones. Children's Hospital, Wounded Warriors, of course, Ridgeview, and what the services that we provide and our mission. So I see you brought in a new hat. Tell me about this hat.
That is one that I just picked up on Wednesday when I was at my state peer wellness coaches meeting. And this is my health, my choice, my life. And that's our motto for as a peer wellness coach. And I decided to wear it today because of the podcast, and also to let people know, with me being a peer wellness coach, I do groups at our PSRs, PSCs, and such like that. And I'm available for referrals to help someone that may be having a problem with weight, maybe having a problem with getting out and exercising. That's what my job is a peer wellness coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here to help people, not just facilitate groups and such like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've said it several times just how important it is, the constellation of factors that go into promoting optimal mental health. And activity is one of those. Good diet is one of those. We still have on our, before the year gets out, we'll try to do one on Barry's best bits around dishes to make or something like that. So
Actually, we actually discussed some of that at my peer wellness meeting on Wednesday, and we're putting together a YouTube channel.
Oh, great.
And some of them are like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. And me throwing myself under the bus, I'm like, well, I want to do one on making some of the recipes. And our state leaders are like, that sounds like a good idea, because me and you had spoken about that before, is doing one for a podcast that's real simple, and it helps people understand you don't have to dirty up the whole kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a real simple recipe, and I would be more than happy to do it because, one, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I think, people are looking for simple, doable, enjoyable dishes to make, especially if they have no experience with cooking whatsoever.
Right.
So if you can if you can show someone with these basic ingredients, you can prepare this dish in this amount of time, and I'm going to show you how to do it.
Right.
I mean, what a great way to help give people, some ownership over, their diet, and
Right.
So yeah, that's great. Is there another? I know in the past you guys have done an event out at the lake.
Cove Lake.
Cove Lake. Yes. Is that this year, or is it coming up in 23?
We already had the one. Oh shoot. We had one, and I'm in the process of planning for the next one.
And that's where everyone
Lake.
comes
Right.
together. Yeah, yeah. Well, when you want to promote that, by all means, come back, and we'll make sure to center some time around that as well. You watching anything new? Streaming anything new that has been fun and entertaining?
About the only thing I've been streaming it's not been entertaining. It's been more of the the history buff in me type thing. It was Marco Polo,
Oh, wow.
and it was talking about his time with the Khan when
Okay.
he was helping the Khans navigate certain things, and that played to the history buff in me.
Huh.
And I was watching it, finished it, and I started binge watching The Last Kingdom.
Okay. All right.
So the history buff's coming out.
You recommend that one as well?
So far, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. I always need some tips on what to check out. Well, as is our custom, I found some new questions. Get to know the guest a little bit better. Will you indulge me?
Absolutely.
All right.
These were fun the last time we did them.
Okay. Well, good. I really enjoy these. So, would you say that you're a morning or a night person?
Middle.
Oh, okay. So your peak time's coming up at high
Yep.
noon, huh? All
Yep.
right.
But some of my people that know me, they're like, you're a morning person because I'm always up. When I would show up to work, I'm ready to go.
Well, I notice when we're scheduling guests for the pod, and usually it's between 9 and noon, you're always the first one that's like, let's not noon or 9 o'clock. Let's go first up.
Yep.
Put me up first up. So yeah, I get it and go. What's the one thing that annoys you the most?
One thing that annoys me the most probably would be, okay, are we talking professionally or are we talking personally?
Yeah, you choose.
Professionally is one thing that annoys me is not getting the bottom line.
Okay.
Having to research for that bottom line and all that. But personally, slow people in the left-hand lane.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I travel Pellissippi commute to and from work, and I can't tell you how. And I try to be a very peaceful, regulated person, but when someone is in the fast lane going 55 or 60 miles an hour, and people are having to go into the slow lane to get around,
Right.
you are right, man. I'm with you on that one. What do you think is the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
That would be balut.
Baloo?
Balut.
Balut. What is
It is
that?
a delicacy from the Philippines.
All right.
It's a half fermented chick in an egg.
Oh, my. And so, yeah, tell me about it.
Well, it was during my military time, and it was my first time in the Philippines. And it was rite of passage type thing. I was willing for it. It wasn't like hazing or anything like that. But I had always heard about it. And I'm like, why not give it a shot? And I did. And I'm like, okay.
So,
I didn't eat it all. I just had a couple of bites of it. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I mean, is it like pickled? Does it have a vinegary taste? Or
I don't remember.
Oh, man.
Because
I mean,
that was back in the late 80s.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see how that's the strangest thing.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What is one of your, what you would call a weird quirk of yours?
Oh, boy. Weird quirk. Probably that I'm OCD when it comes to getting my stuff ready for exercise or facilitating a group. Is a weird quirk of mine is I have to have it all laid out, ready to go. So when I come in, grab it and go. Or get dressed and out the door I go. That's probably one of my weirdest quirks.
All right. Yeah. I heard this, I was listening to this other podcast, and the guest was asked, they were talking about space exploration, that kind of thing, and how quickly technology would allow us to travel to Mars. And the question became, if you could be one of the first people on Mars and knowing it's a one-way trip, would you take it?
Oh, heck yeah.
Wow.
Oh, heck yeah.
Wow.
Because that's the thing is it's a new and exciting new place. You learn new things.
Yeah.
So as I've always said, the day I stop learning is the day they put me on the ground. I want to learn something new every day. And being one of the first people in a new area, you're always learning. You're learning something. And just like with when we have our when me and you meet, I'm learning something new and in each day, and I'm learning more about what we do.
Yeah.
Even though I got a pretty good idea, but there's other sides of what we do that most people don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. The feeling's mutual. I've always learned from you as well. But I have to say, you are a far braver, more courageous soul than I don't think I could. Yeah. I maybe if I were a younger man or an older man, but yeah. So, okay, cool. All right, last question here.
Okay.
Who would you want to play you in a movie of your life?
You asked me that one before, and it would be
Did
Robin
I?
Williams.
Oh, okay. All right.
Give me another one.
Yeah, let's go with another one. What was your first job?
Well, first actual job was working for Kroger as a produce clerk.
All right.
But the actual first time I started learning my work ethic was in the hayfields.
Yes. Yeah.
But the first official job was a produce clerk at Kroger.
Yeah. Man, you're right. I'd say my work ethic came from 5 consecutive summers working on a horse farm.
Mm-hmm.
And man, oh man, from sun up to sundown,
Right.
it was nonstop manual labor.
Right.
But man, I learned so much. I have such fond memories of that
Right.
that experience. So yeah, hay fields,
Oh, yeah.
farming. Yeah, I totally get
Eating
it.
lunch on the hay trailer.
Uh-huh.
Still
Yeah,
just wash the hands off a little bit, grab
Yeah.
your sandwich, grab your drink, eat,
yeah.
and then you get right back at it.
Well, we used to, at one point, when the hay came in for the horses, we would have to load it into the barn
Mm-hmm.
for the winter. And so, I mean, we're tossing these bales up to, the loft area where the hay is then stacked. And I remember vividly we didn't have N95
Nope.
masks back then, but we'd put a bandana over our face because the dust and where you're in that barn and that stuff is getting everywhere, and still you've ended up feeling like you were hacking up, a lung.
Oh, yeah.
Because of all the stuff that was floating around the air. But you knew when you went to bed that night,
You were going to be out.
the world got the best of me today.
And then when you wake up the next morning, you're sore as all get out, and you get that phone call, hey, we got another field. I'm like, okay.
Yep. All right. Well, always a pleasure. Learn something new every day. I think that is a wonderful note on which we can conclude. And man, come back after after your event and after our 5K, and we'll talk about how it went and maybe have some pictures to share.
I'm good with that.
All right.
I always enjoy when I come and be a part of this.
Awesome, Barry. Well, it's a pleasure to have you. I can't wait for one day for you to be sitting right here and I'll be your guest.
Let's do it.
All right. All right. Very good. And thank you, folks, for allowing us to spend a little time with you. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please subscribe, ring the bell, and if there are future topics you'd like for us to explore, don't hesitate to add it to the comments section below. As always, take good care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.